another edition of Newsbeat on NITV from our Abuja studio in Nigeria. Welcome and thanks for logging on. I am Oluchi Madu. A quick look at our major stories. Jonathan disapproves of PDP members' mass suspension. Bankole denies fraud allegations. Youth cry out against Babangida, and another journalist killed in Lagos. Now to the details. Acting President Goodluck Jonathan has shown his displeasure at the decision of the National Working Committee (NWC) of the People's Democratic Party to suspend 19 of its key members. He made this known on Friday during a courtesy visit paid him by the NWC of the party. PDP National Chairman Chief Vincent Obulafor led the delegation. According to authoritative sources, the acting president said he did not see a need for the visit as he was already aware of the development, having read it in the national dailies. He also expressed hope that the party leadership was making its decisions based on the provisions of the party's constitution. It is alleged that the members who were suspended are part of a group of party members called the PDP Reform Group, and the said members were, before their suspension, moving for the sack of Chief Obulafor as chairman of the party. In view of this, the PDP governors are to meet on Monday in Abuja ahead of the National Executive Committee meeting scheduled for Tuesday. However, Obulafor explained while speaking with journalists in Abuja on Sunday that the suspension of the members was informed by the need for the party to demonstrate that it was not a toothless bulldog. Reports have been in the media recently about a plot in the House of Representatives to do away with the Speaker, Mr. Dimeji Bankole, in connection to the controversial 5.2 billion Naira Rural Electrification Agency contracts. The embattled Speaker spoke up on Friday, denying the allegations leveled against him by the representatives who are after his removal under the auspices of the Nigeria First Forum. The forum claims to have access to the contract documents and also claims that Bankole's signature is on some areas of the contract, directing the contract to be awarded to his family's companies. They also plan on reacting formally with a motion against the Speaker this week. The Speaker has challenged the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission and his opponents to prove his involvement in the contract scam, stating that the EFCC had concluded investigations into the matter and arraigned some persons involved over a year ago. Former military President General Ibrahim Babangida is not showing signs of backing out of the race for the 2011 presidency. His controversial statements have given rise to a lot of condemnation and criticism, especially from the youth. Babangida, in a recent BBC interview, said that no youth was capable of ruling the country. Following the footsteps of other youth groups, the National Association of Ondo State Students have expressed their intention to organize a protest in Akure, the state capital, to mobilize the people of the state against his presidential ambition. In a statement by the association's national president, Mr. Temidayo Timola, the students noted that supporting Babangida will be suicidal, making reference to the fact that he nullified the famous June 12 election, which is regarded as the most peaceful election ever conducted in the country. The association also threatened that any attempt by desperate politicians to launch Babangida's campaign in the state would attract protests from them. Speaking on the issue of the June 12 election, Babangida said that he was human and that he has admitted to being at fault for annulling the election. He said his admission of guilt was to also serve as an apology to Nigerians, adding that he intends to do a lot that he was unable to do 17 years ago while in office. In the past, the Nigerian Union of Journalists has decried the killing of its members by unknown gunmen suspected to be hired assassins. Barely 7 months after the brutal murder of former assistant news editor of The Guardian, Mr. Bayo Ohu, 2 unidentified gunmen on Saturday, the 24th of April, shot dead the judiciary correspondent of the Nation newspaper, Mr. Edo Sule Ubagu. The armed men were said to have invaded the journalist's flat in Shasha, Lagos, around 6:30 p.m. According to Edo's younger brother, the gunmen accosted him and asked him for money. He asked the gunmen to leave his apartment, but they shot him on the forehead. He was said to have died on the spot. The police public relations officer, Lagos State Command, Mr. Frank Mba, while addressing newsmen, said it was too early for the police to say what happened or who killed him. Federal workers in the country are to heave a sigh of relief as the government has approved salary increases for them. A new national minimum wage is also being worked out for them. The head of Civil Service of the Federation, Mr. Steve Oronsaye, said that the new structure was as a result of agitations from labor unions. He assured them that the new structure will be communicated to the leadership of the unions. According to him, a committee was working on a new minimum wage for workers. He also defended the tenure system introduced last year for top federal civil servants, saying the policy was successful as it has improved service delivery. He said the policy has also checked stagnation and favoritism in the service. And that's it on this edition of Newsbits. Thanks for logging on.